Welcome to Red Zone DFS. All right, guys, week 4 NFL quarterbacks. Vinnie, what do you got?
We are here. All right. So, my man, I'm finally onto him, and I have decided that I'm just going to have to change up a little bit and actually pay up a little for quarterbacks this week. So, my top 3 that I'm going with this week is Allen and Russ, and then I'm closing out and rounding out with Burrow. I think Allen's in a smash spot with the Raiders indoors. Dude, the game, whether it's close or not, they're putting up 30 points on Sunday, like guaranteed. I'm a Niner fan. I've resisted for 3 weeks. I can't do it anymore. I have to start playing some Russell Wilson. The guy is just going nuclear every weekend.
Yeah, 14 touchdowns. It's wild.
Even Carson, when he has a decent game, like, it's not enough. Like, they're a throwing team now. This is not Seattle of even 2 years ago. So I'm rolling there, and I'm rounding out with Burrow as my top 3. I think the Bengals pretty clear. Like, they're just going to let this kid go out there and wing it 50 times a game. So some sneaky shootout potential there. Those are my favorite 3 as far as some guys that I'm taking some shots on. I thought this guy, Fitzpatrick, was going to be chalk. I don't know, though. Like, from what I'm hearing, it's kind of mixed reviews. So the fact that he's not chalk, I'm getting a lot more onto Fitzy.
Yep.
I just like the trail part of that. Like, you know, he could bomb, but he could also break the slate. So loving that. And then the 2 guys that I'll have a little bit of shares with, they're also going to be low ownership, is Stafford. And the Saints defense has been getting throttled, and I really like Mahomes, who's going to be under-owned again.
Yeah.
So
as usual, Mahomes at probably like 7% this week.
Yeah, give me that.
I like it. Jim, where are you thinking?
So this is one of those weeks where, like, for whatever reason, you know, he played a bad game on prime time. He's now playing the Washington football team, and he's going to be probably the lowest owned that he'll be on any main slate this year is Lamar Jackson. You could play him naked. You could play him with, you know, a double stack. He's coming in at like 7 to 9% ownership, and he has, by FTN Daily, their rating system, he is the number 1 rated quarterback for projected points. So I'm just going to, like, not overcomplicate things. He's the guys I like to play are quarterbacks that can run. He's one of them. Number 2 is, I'm right there with you, Vinny, Josh Allen. Number 3 is we talked about this guy earlier, Kyler Murray. And then the guy that, you know, I think we're all kind of on too, that is cheap. And then, again, I don't know why he's coming in so low owned, is Burrow. I'm looking at like 3 to 5% ownership. And for FTN Daily, for the slate, he's the number 3 rated quarterback for points expectancy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take that all day. Some guys that I'm just, like, completely off. Tom Brady against the Chargers, just not for me. Going to be really low owned, but just barely cracking the top 20 as far as quarterbacks this week. You know, Cam could be interesting, but he's just not a guy that I'm finding myself playing a whole lot. I don't know. I'm going to play a little bit of Russell Wilson. But I'd say Brady and probably the people everyone are talking about, Brady and Cam, and, like, I'm really just not going to play Fitzpatrick. This is a game where, like, if Seattle just absolutely throttles them, he could be out by halftime and say, hey, what the hell? We didn't get any preseason games. Let's let Tua play the second half. We're down by 35 points. That's a real possibility.
The only part I disagree with you there is Tua has had a illness this week and hasn't suited up for one practice. And he's going to suit up on Sunday. Again, even if they're getting throttled to 42 to like 6, I just see them saying, you know what, Fitzpatrick, you're staying out there. This is your job this year, to get your ass kicked and throw the huck and chuck.
I guess, but, like, if they really want him to be the quarterback of the future, I think there's a distinct possibility that if they're getting throttled, it's a real life thing that they'll yank him at halftime, and just let Tua go. So I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
It's interesting thinking.
The only reason I am on Fitzpatrick again. Could he completely implode? It's Ryan Fitzpatrick. Yes.
Yeah.
But the Seahawks have given up 38, 35, and 38 points, and Jamal Adams is not playing Sunday.
Yep.
So
and that's
I know he's not like a shutdown corner or something, but he's the heart of that defense.
But he's been shutting down tight ends and slot receivers like crazy this year.
Dude, I think it's all systems go down there. They could put Seattle might win by 20. It could be 50-30, but that still gets us on the back end coming back with Fitzpatrick, which is what 5,200 or something. So it's just such a low risk. I think
in
crazy with Fitzpatrick, but
my opinion is that you can get exposure to that game without having to play Fitzpatrick on the Dolphins side.
Yeah,
you can play Gesicki, you can play Gaskin, you can play. I think Isaiah Ford is a sneaky wide receiver play this week at 3,700. I mean, look, Fitzpatrick's fine, right? But he also does do dumb shit run around all the time and does weird, wild stuff, and he throws interceptions, and he could get hurt too. Yeah. So I would just rather go somewhere else for quarterback. I'm not saying I don't want exposure to that game, and I'm not saying that I might not play Fitzpatrick in a contrarian stack against everything that I'm playing, but I don't know. I like Burrow for less, right? I mean, he's going to be 3 or 4% less owned, and his point total expectancy is he's 9 places in front of where Fitzpatrick is right now.
But he's also $1,000 more, and we'll get to running backs, but my thinking is
I think running backs is pretty tight this week. So
okay,
here, my quarterbacks this week, I'm on Burrow too. I'm surprised he's low owned as he is right now. I'm all over that Cincinnati-Jacksonville game in general. Yeah. So I'm all over Minshew. Minshew is less than 2% owned right now, and I know we were talking earlier, and Vinny wasn't too much on Minshew. I love him Minshew and Chark stack this week, while also having Cincinnati receivers going. I think that game is going to go over a 60-point total. Both defenses are trash. They both have injuries. So my top 2 quarterbacks this week are Burrow and Minshew. My third quarterback is Fitz. Fitz is more my dart, but I think Fitz is good for 3 touchdowns this week. I'm not saying all through the air. He might run one in, might sneak one in. Fitz is just, they're going to throw his body out there, and they don't care if he really gets hurt. And to your point, Jim, yeah, he might get hurt. But at the same time, he's also getting those extra yards, getting those extra points. So I really like Fitz for his value.
Yeah, and real quick on that, Joe, you said it last week, Jim, this game could be completely out of hand by halftime, but Fitz, if anyone, is the king of the fourth quarter, 2 touchdown, just flinging it all over the park, and he ends up hitting 25 points. So you're what the fuck? Where'd that come from?
Yeah. I mean, look, he's okay. And like I said, I'll probably end up having him in a couple because I may have went a little bit overboard with how much I'm playing this week. But that's a different story. Yeah, I mean, look, I get it, right?
Yeah.
I just, I think by the time lock comes on Sunday, I think he's going to be a lot higher owned than people think.
Yeah.
Because of what you guys just mentioned, that running back is pretty tight this week, and that people want exposure to that game. And, while Russ is coming in at 10, 11% right now, I think it could almost swing where Fitzpatrick could get up over 10 or 12%. And at that point,
yeah,
it just might be a fade.
Yeah. Two more quarterbacks I want to talk about. Deshaun Watson this week. He's gone against 3 of the best defenses in the NFL, and I know it's hard to go with him, but Minnesota's defense is that bad. They literally have 2 players on that defense, and it's Yannick Ngakoue and Harrison Smith. They're the only 2 players that actually grade like NFL players. So I think this week Deshaun Watson has great fantasy numbers and goes off. And the stack with him, and the reason why I'm hot on him, I really like him with Brandon Cooks this week at 4,500. It's just he's just mispriced. He's just way too low against the Vikings in those corners right now. So, and I can't play Will Fuller, and our listeners will know that.
Okay, I'm glad you said that.
Dude, I can't play Will Fuller. No way.
I'm
But Brandon Cooks does have that big play upside of getting that 85-yard touchdown, right? I mean, he has that. He does that everywhere he goes. So
Yeah, he does.
And the Vikings, they're just
I'm
shit.
drawing
So
a line in the sand right here. I will never play Will Fuller again in
no,
DFS.
no.
So
Well, I'm playing him this week, so
if he burns me, so be it. But like 9 out of 10 times with a rolled ankle and he's out for 3 weeks, like I'm just done. I won't do it.
Yeah, exactly. I can't do it.
But that's why he's the perfect tournament player.
No, he is. No, he is. You're right.
So many other people that just like click around on DraftKings are just gonna like look at his game logs and be like 22, 0, and 15. Like, I can't play this guy, right? Like, no, I'll play somebody else, especially the people who he's around, right? People are gonna like he's around Chark, he's around McLaurin, he's around Odell. People are really high on that Dallas game. I mean, he's gonna be virtually unowned,
as well as he should be.
And well, I'm playing him, so I guess. But I'm also a loser too, so I mean, why not?
And the last quarterback I want to talk about is Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray against Carolina. I want to play him naked this week. And I mentioned that to you guys earlier. And I know that's a little weird, but, Hopkins is going to be a game-time decision. He's absolutely going to play. But, again, if Arizona's up by 4 touchdowns at halftime, is he actually even going out for the second half? And Carolina's defense just can't tackle. It is the worst defense in the NFL, and the Chargers actually made them look good last week.
Yeah,
I think Kyler Murray might actually run for over 100 yards this week. So I think Kyler's my naked play. And I actually think he's going to go way lower owned than he should, because everyone's going to be all over Russ and Allen and Mahomes and guys in that same range. So I think it's going to be pretty diversified there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm playing Kyler like I mentioned too, but I'm playing him with Hopkins specifically. I was probably going to fade Hopkins just because everyone is just so gaga over him. But him not practicing all week, he used to do this all the time with the Texans.
Oh, yeah.
He'd go out and catch 12 for 200 and 2 touchdowns. And like, to your point, Joe, I mean, okay, pull Hopkins at halftime. He might have 30 DraftKings points at halftime. Like,
no, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think like that's attractive to me this week because again, we mentioned running back's pretty tight.
Yeah.
Right. DraftKings did a pretty good job pricing everyone this week.
They did.
That like now, after all this, like there's just only so many people you can pay for.
Mm-hmm.
So like
and another reason why I'm not on Hopkins this week is just because I love so many receivers that are low priced.
That's fair.
Right? I just love these receivers in this 4,000 to 6,200 range. So I don't want to go all the way to 85, and literally that's my only reasoning. Yeah, and I think Kyler could do it on his own this week with no stack.
Yeah, it's just more of a game theory thing for you. But I see both sides. Like I see Hopkins